Hi, I'm Robert.
And I'm April.
And this is Rooted in Suburbia. Today, I'm going to show you how I assembled and filled our raised garden beds. Alright, so we're getting started assembling our raised beds here. These are Birdies beds, and the one I'm assembling here is the 29-inch tall version. No matter which size you go with, though, they all pretty much go together the same way. So as I flip this panel around, you see the support bracket there in the center. That's what holds the tension rods that run across and keep the bed sides from bowing out once it's filled. As I zoom in here, not very clear. It says that only install 5 bolts, but that's only until you get this tension rod piece attached to that up guy here. You do want to fill the remaining holes with the bolts. So if you have problems with that, just go ahead and kind of follow what I'm doing here in the video. As I'm assembling, I'm also peeling back this protective film on the edge of the panels, so you'll capture that between. It makes it much more difficult to get apart if you try to do it after the fact. So just pull the edges off as you go through the process of assembling this.
My prior. Did we have it easy? Yes, and I was sleeping. Now every sprout that breaks.
Okay, once I get all the sides together, I go ahead and start attaching the corner panels. The corner panels will go together with one end panel to kind of spread them out to give you the full 4-foot width on these. One thing to note is try to get your tension bars in the center connected before you connect all the panels together. Definitely makes it more difficult if you try to do it after the fact. So once one is together, get that set up the way you need to, and then fully tighten the panels together at the end. So you notice I'm attaching these before I did the tension rods. This actually makes it more difficult for me. As you'll see, I have to get inside and kind of pull those things together tightly. I do get it, but it makes it a lot more difficult. After that, I'm installing the protective edge guard along the top. This covers all the exposed metal edges and corners, so you're not catching yourself on them while you're working in the bed. For the most part, the edges are rolled, so they're pretty comfortable to touch, but at the corners where they connect, it can get sharp. Okay, so we've got our Birdies bed here, and you see we've got it on top of this wheat cloth. I need to get this wheat cloth out so I can put some cardboard down. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, start getting that working. I don't want to go completely up to the edge. I want to leave a little bit so the bed itself is holding it down. So cut through this. Pulling up stakes. So this is what I used before. This is a little plate with a stake that holds the wheat cloth down. These work really well. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, I'm gonna get some cardboard down. Okay, now that the cardboard is down and the weed barrier is out of the way, I'm gonna put down some sticks. Just gonna try to evenly spread these out. Get them put in the bed so that it bulks up a little bit. We don't have to use as much of the soil to get up to our full 29-inch depth. Now, if you do use the wood from tree trimmings or a tree that comes down, you have to make sure that you're not using trees that are going to cause issues. Walnut is one that you do not want to use. It can actually cause problems with your growing in the bed. This was a maple tree and should not have any problems. So with the amount of sticks that I have, I've probably got about maybe 6 to 8 inches of depth, lots of room in between, plenty of space for soil, roots, all the good stuff to come up through. So not worried about. I know some people use big logs, which honestly probably wouldn't be that bad in a bed this size, but this is probably all we need. Okay. So now let's get some soil in here. So what I have here is a composted garden bed mix that we ordered in bulk from a supplier. They delivered this and we ordered about 18 yards. We're hoping we have enough to fill all the beds that we've ordered. But this is very dark, rich stuff. It's basically composted wood with some other things into it. So it's going to be good. We're going to amend it once we get it into the beds with worm castings, some other things. So we'll tell you what those are when we get to that point. So if you have to fill these beds, you got to move a lot of soil. These big ones are pretty difficult because they're so high. You have to use a shovel to get them from whatever you're carrying them in to inside of the bed itself. The smaller ones are a little bit easier. What I've done here, you'll notice I've used the ramps for my lawnmower to get into my shed, propped up on some wood to go into the bed so I can roll the dump cart straight up to here, flip it over and dump in straight into the bed. So it works really well, goes a lot quicker this way. So if you have something similar, recommend you try this. Well, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to follow along while we're building our garden here in northern Alabama. Make sure to like and subscribe the video, and we welcome you back to watch more Rooted in Suburbia. We've got a lot more coming.
Never learned the word too cold, just the planet, and it answered. Now it's red clay under nails, forecast drills like thunder.